The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Horrible Gamer Spotlight. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Watchlaw. Today I'm joined by my Canadian snow Mexican friend, Ryan Gibson. Give 8777. Welcome back, Ryan.
What's going on, everybody? Let's do the Spotlight thing.
That's right. And we have a special friend with us tonight from Illinois, Chi-Town, the Windy City. The city in Watch Dogs. I don't know what the fuck else to call it. Clint, Vengeful Jedi is here. Welcome back, Clint. Welcome to the Spotlight. This is about you this time. You're not a guest on the show, so this is all about you, Clint.
Oh, man. You guys are about to lose a shit ton of listeners then.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Kidding,
No.
Oh, you guys, it's great. It's great to be here.
Thank you for coming on. So real quick, Clint, let's get to the questions, but let's tell the listeners if they want to be a part of this spotlight, you can. Just email us, feedback@horriblegamers.com. We'll schedule you in. We're very flexible with our schedules. We'll get this done at some point, sometime, and we'll release it whenever we want to or need to. And you can join the Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. That's where all of our listeners, well, most of them, are. And there's a ton of people in there, at least over 560 now, 570 just about. So you get in there and you talk with people, you hey man, I play PUBG, I play PUBG 2, or I play FIFA, or I like this Destiny 2 game, and there's tons of people in there gaming all the time. And yeah, leave us a review on iTunes and Google Play, and thumbs up on Stitcher, and thumbs up on whatever else you're listening on. Rate us, review us, wherever you can. 5 stars are appreciated, but whatever you want to rate us, go ahead. Let's get this started, Clint. Let's talk about you. Start at the beginning, Clint. What made your gaming career start? What begun this saga of Clint in gaming?
Well, there was never a period in my life where I did not have a video game involved. When I was born, I had what they call bilateral club feet, so that required a lot of reconstructive surgery. So a lot of my early life was obviously spent, laying on the couch and shit. So we had the Atari 2600 in the house. So I remember playing Pac-Man and Space Invaders and the god-awful E.T., and that was actually also how I learned to play chess. There was a chess game on the
I remember that game.
Atari, yep.
Chess.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you learned how to play chess at a very young age.
I was like 5 or 6 when I learned that.
Man, I remember someone tried to teach me to play chess one day. It was one of my uncles or something, because I was watching them play with one of my other uncles. And I was like, what the hell are you guys playing? They're like, chess. Let us teach you. And I was like, okay, show me. And I was like, this is so fucking boring. Oh, God. I was so bored by it.
I never exactly got good. No, me either.
Really?
I mean, I can play a game
I'm
of chess,
okay,
but I'm not
yeah, but like,
master or anything.
no way, I will never be a chess master. Those guys are nuts. They know like every skill. Like it's fucking crazy how good they are. But yeah. I mean, I personally don't like chess. It isn't a game for me. I like checkers. Because checkers is easier. It's easy. It's quick. It's simple. Yeah. You get your shit across the board. Get some chips on top of it. You get it back to the other side of the board. You just take everybody out. So much simpler than the fucking chess game.
Well, you just play Connect 4.
There you go. Connect 4. Another great game. A classic. Oh, man. All right.
And then there's the 21 and older version Connect 4 Loco.
Oh, there we go. Connect 4 Loco. You take a fucking swig of your 4 Loco every time you make a line, or you chug it or something. You make the other person chug. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
There we go. There we go. Oh, it's going to be crazy. Guys, continue the questions here. So, Clint, you started gaming back in the 2600.
I did.
So, were you, during the 90s, what were you? Were you a Sega kid, a Nintendo kid? Were you a PlayStation kid? You were all, like, everything. I just love gaming kid, the nerd. What were you?
I was mostly Nintendo. My best friend that I've known since I was 10 had the Sega Master System, so I had a lot of exposure to that too. But I had the Nintendo in the house and kind of always gravitated toward that. When video stores started renting consoles and things like that, I was able to get the 64. By that point, my parents were divorced. My dad had a Super Nintendo, so if I ever wanted to play that, I would just go over there. So I was pretty much a Nintendo person until I want to say I was maybe 22, 23 when I owned a PlayStation 1, which for me was the first non-Nintendo console that I acquired.
Okay. Man, that's crazy. 22 years old. I had my PlayStation when I was fucking 10, 11.
Well, because it came out in what, like 97?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I had my PlayStation when I was like 14.
I was like 20 then when it came out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember my cousin, he got it on Christmas, the Christmas it came out. He got that fucking thing, dude. He would always get the cool shit. I would always get like the hand-me-downs or the older consoles. But he always had like the nicest shit. And he remember getting that, dude, and we went to his room, we hooked it all up, we booted it up. That was fucking cool. It was cool as shit. I was like, this is cool as fuck. What are these graphics? These 3D graphics.
Yeah, but the thing to remember is that I came out the same year as the Atari 2600.
Yeah, that's crazy. Clint, answer me a question.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself to be a gamer?
I would definitely consider myself a gamer.
Jesus, I think we need to scrap
Would you
that
consider
question,
yourself being a horrible gamer?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
As a former co-host of the show, I can definitely say that I am a horrible gamer.
So, real quick question for you.
Honestly, dude, there are certain games, like, if I play a first-person shooter, like you throw me into Call of Duty, I am a horrible gamer.
Really? Oh, man. See, that's something about this show. I don't know why we named it the Horrible Gamers when in reality, we're not too bad at games. I mean, I could be really bad at games sometimes, but not all the time. Not all the time. I'm okay at Call of Duty. I'm okay at Battlefield.
Yeah.
I do pretty decent in Titanfall sometimes. I get like first place sometimes, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm pretty horrible at those games, so.
It really depends on the game. 'Cause
Yeah, true.
I'll suck at a game like Call of Duty or something like that, but yet I can totally excel and exercise godlike powers in a game like Tetris.
There you go. There you go.
Which, actually, can I take this opportunity to answer a question that
Go
Gunny
ahead.
texted me last night?
Yeah.
Gunny wanted to know where my love of Tetris came from, how it started, and pretty much why.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I remember when it first came out on the Nintendo. My dad liked puzzle games and things like that, and he influenced my game collection a little bit. Obviously, it was his paycheck that paid for most of my games. But, he did throw a couple games in there like golf and Tetris. And I started playing Tetris, and I just got hooked. I've always liked puzzles. Not as much like jigsaw puzzles, but brain type games, trying to figure stuff out, even like crosswords, word searches, that kind of thing. So I always had an appreciation and a love of puzzle stuff. So it just clicked, and I always played them. And when I remember when I graduated 8th grade, I bought my Game Boy, and Tetris came with it. I almost didn't need another game for that system.
Wow.
I had very few Game Boy games because I would always go back to playing Tetris.
Really?
I just loved it.
It was the perfect game to play on the go. For Game Boy, it was like that perfect game to just sit there for a few minutes or get fucking right enthralled in it, right?
Yeah, because you could set the starting speed. You're between like levels like 0 and 9.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you could start, slow, work your way up if you wanted to, if you had a little more time. Or if you really wanted to get into it, you could just start yourself right there on level 9. You had the B mode where it already had random blocks set up and you had to clear those. And
yeah,
it was, like you said, it was the perfect on-the-go game. And I just always loved it. And I think when I realized that I was actually pretty awesome at it was on the original Xbox, they had Tetris Worlds. And that was the first Tetris game that I can remember that had online capability. And there were certain bundles of the original Xbox that game came with. And I played that with a couple buddies, and after a few matches, they refused to play with me ever again. They're like, dude, we're never going to beat you. They're like, you play like a fucking god.
Yeah.
Their words, not mine. But no, I've just always loved Tetris. So I'll sit there and I'll play the little browser versions. I have it on the Xbox One. I've, got it in my phone.
Okay.
It's just one of those. And honestly, it's my all-time favorite game. It's that game that I can always carry with me. Wherever I go.
So you love Tetris?
I do.
Would you marry Tetris?
I was going to ask him that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We would make so many Tetraminos together.
Would you marry Tetris?
Well, remember that story we talked about Jesus on the show?
I did.
Chick that married Tetris?
She's going to marry
Wants to
Tetris.
marry? Yeah,
She's going to marry.
Yeah, she wants to straddle the T-piece.
Yeah.
She wants to marry Tetris. She apparently loves it so much that she thinks she can marry it and be happy.
Well, I've got a line piece for her right here.
So Clint, I got a question for you. Let's move on here. What do you picture when somebody says like, "Hey, are you a gamer?" What do you picture? They're picturing like when they're asking you in that. Like, what is a gamer? When someone says gamer, what pops into your head? What kind of person do you see?
Well, I personally see just a regular guy like you or Ryan or Gunny or me.
I'm not regular. I'm extreme, super.
Yeah. Okay.
We're
whatever.
irregular.
No, but you know what I mean. Just your average person that just happens to like playing games. I think gamers in the past had a bad reputation. I think when people would hear gamer, they assume, okay, you're the 30-year-old guy living in your mom's basement, that you're not doing anything with your life. And that you're sort of just lumbering through life, and that's not the case.
Yeah, that's true.
We can have very active lives, and it just happens to be just sitting playing video games just happens to be one of the pastimes that we enjoy. And it just happens that I happen to enjoy it a lot more than a lot of other people.
That's right. That's right. I'm a 30-year-old man that lives in my own house. Yeah. That's what you tell people. Jesus? That's what you tell people.
30-year-old man
that lives in my own house. That's what you tell people when you're old and you gamer, man. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, I live with my parents. You don't tell them that shit. I live in my own house. That's right.
I'm the master of my domain.
Yeah.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that because there's a report that comes out every year by the Entertainment Software Association, the ESA. Yeah. And it has a lot of demographics and a lot of stats in it regarding video games and gamers. And around the last couple of years, I mean, the average age of a gamer today is around 36, 37 years old.
That's crazy.
Well, it's because we all grew up with it, right?
Yeah, that's true. We grew up with it. Everybody else is growing up with it, too. Yep. So, Clint, how often do you play video games? How often? Like, I mean, do you play them every day, every other day, every weekend, every Friday, at midnight? What do you do? Tell me your gaming schedule.
I play daily. Now, the amount I play daily varies on the day.
Okay.
It's rare that I have a day that I don't. Now, for example, you know, back when I was doing Horrible Gamers more regularly, for example, on Saturdays, I wouldn't get to game until after the show.
Okay.
Because I would go to work, you know, come home, obviously have to eat dinner, you know, do my stuff to get ready, you know, and then we would do the show. So I just wouldn't have the chance to sit down to do it until after. But I was still doing it, you know. On a Sunday, you know, when I'm appearing online, Ryan, you can see that usually from the second I get up, I'm sitting there gaming until, you know, whatever wee hours of the next morning.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty much an everyday thing.
It is.
Different hours every day.
Yeah. Okay. You know, depending on the schedule, obviously.
Yeah.
You know.
It's pretty much how I game. I mean, yeah, I usually game when I can, if I can. If I can't, it really sucks. But I usually can, most of the time. So that works. Okay, let's move on here to other questions. Other questions, Clint. So when you are playing games, what do you prefer to play at? Do you prefer to play with people online, people in person? You don't like people at all, so you don't play with nobody? You play by yourself, or both?
Honestly, it depends on my mood. Now, I do happen to be a person that craves social interaction, you know, and I love, you know, just time spent with good friends. So I do tend to go a lot multiplayer, even if it's just in a party and we just happen to be happening to play different games. Like, for example, I was just in a party last week where there was like 4 of us in there, and we weren't playing together, but we were all playing Subnautica. Yeah. Obviously, it's a single-player game, but we were all playing it and, you know, doing screenshots and everything. And I was just trying to figure out what the fuck to do because I just got the game.
Oh, I've been playing the crap out of that game, man. That game's fun.
I've downloaded it on my Xbox.
Did you?
That's all I'll say. No more comments on rumors.
But no, I do go through times, and I think the times that I want to game alone, or I just want to have that single player experience, I tend to more go toward my PS4. So I'll sit there and play Kingdom Hearts, or I'll sit there and play, like, what was it? I've got Witcher 3 on there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Actually, I have it on the Xbox too, but I started it on the PS4, so that's where I go when I want to play that. But for the most part, I would say out of like an 80-20, it's more a social thing. So I'd rather sit there and play with people.
Okay.
Like, I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter since I just bought that before we started.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing that with people.
Game is fun.
Yeah, dude, I've been watching videos and stuff, and
yeah,
you get to create your own cat. What else can you ask for, right, Jesus?
That's what I want. Once I got done with that, I turned the game off and never played it
Turn
again.
the game off. It's over.
Game of the year.
Done.
2018.
Best cat creator.
That's right. So Clint, you say that you prefer playing with people online than not. So I want to ask you something that might be personal. I don't know if you want to answer it or not. But when you play games and someone asks you, you're a gamer, and you're like, yeah, I'm a gamer, and then they're asking you all these questions about games, do you ever feel like playing so much games or being a gamer like yourself and like us, really, when we play every day, do you feel proud, ashamed, or indifferent about that? How do you feel about like knowing that you play so many games or a certain amount of games, or you put so much time into gaming, I guess?
I love it. I'm proud of it.
Good.
Honestly, because a lot of my life surrounds it. At work. Now, obviously, as we all know, I do tech support for Redbox, but I rent games from work. I sit in the office all day with a bunch of gamers.
Good.
So we sit there and talk games a lot. I'm the editor of the newsletter. We're always reviewing games. I've written video game reviews that have been published on their blog website. I do a podcast that talks heavily about video games.
That's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, gaming is a huge part of my life, and I'm loving my life a lot more right now.
That's good, man. That's good.
Because there were times before that I wasn't, but I'm really enjoying where things are at right now, and gaming is definitely a huge part of that.
Awesome.
I mean, if I have a shitty day, I love to just come home and I might turn on Grand Theft Auto and just go on a killing spree, or if I'm feeling really good, and I just feeling energetic and just want to do something, with the guys, well, now I'm sure a bunch of us will get into Monster Hunter or something, but I'll jump in and play Siege with a couple of the guys, or, and there's knowing people all over the place. Like, for example, I have a really good friend, Nathan, that lives in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we don't get to physically see each other a lot. But on Mondays, that's a huge day for us to get together and game together. That's a regular thing for us. We get together on a Monday and we game. So, we'll do Siege, we'll do Warframe, he got me to try this game Crossout, this little vehicular combat game that's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Me and him just I recently bought him PUBG, so we started playing that a little bit. So well, I love it because, one, it's a way for me to continue to connect with people, and like I said, just a lot of my life surrounds gaming, so I'm not going to be ashamed of it.
That's good. That's good. So some people, I don't know, I guess they hide it or something. I don't know. It's really weird. I know nowadays it's more accepted, socially to be a gamer, but I know there's people out there that don't really like to talk about it much or don't really bring it up often, A lot of my friends, my personal friends, aren't gamers, and they kind of I feel like I may sometimes annoy them because I talk so much about games all the time, and they're like, "Oh, bro, I want to talk about cars, I want to talk about this shit," and I'm like, "Dude, talk to me about video games, man, video games."
Yeah. Now, is it going to be one of the top featured qualities about me on my dating profile? Probably not.
What do you do? I am a gamer.
Yeah, because like I said, unfortunately, there are people out there that have that negative connotation, but I still let it, I still let it slide in there that is one of my hobbies. I just don't happen to say that it's like the primary one.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on here, man. Let's move on. So obviously, I have a question on this list that has obviously been answered already. It's why do you play video games? And you've answered that already. It's a part of your life. It's what you grew up with, right? It's how you were able to, as a kid, interact with something that was entertaining and engaged you and kept you busy. And that's a good thing, man, because, some people tend to forget that there is people with disabilities out there or certain conditions where they have to interact with something. And watching TV is just boring for them. So they rather play games. And that's so fucking cool that exists, in my opinion,
Well, you can only watch so much TV.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
especially today because so much of the programming is bullshit.
And a lot of it's on Netflix, and it's like, binge watch this shit, and everybody ruins it when, like, the fucking episode just came out. The season just came out 12 hours ago, and people are spoiling it on fucking Facebook and Twitter and everything, and everybody's giving their opinions.
That happens even with shows that are like week to week.
Yeah.
Especially with me because I watch it the day after it airs.
Yeah.
And like
The Walking Dead is the worst, dude. Walking Dead, Game of Thrones.
Or This Is Us.
Fuck.
Oh my god, This Is Us.
All I saw this week about this is I was crying when I was watching it. I cried so much.
Dude, it's the fucking saddest show you'll ever watch. But
that's why I don't want to watch it.
Really, really good.
I don't want to fucking watch this shit. I don't want to watch it.
Watch the first 3 episodes since you told me to watch it.
Yeah.
Ryan, dude.
What you do, cry for 3 hours straight?
No, but I'm going to be honest. I did cry within the first episode.
Damn.
Dude, the episode that aired over the Super Bowl, Kathy was crying within 4 minutes. But like I checked the time and it was 3 minutes and 57 seconds into the show. And she was bawling her eyes out. Mind you, something super, super sad happens.
Yeah,
so,
I don't want nothing sad in my life, man. Fuck. Got enough sad shit in my life going on. I don't want to be sad.
The stories that they tell are really good. Like, it's a really cool story about an interracial, like, there's interracial stuff. There's, there's a lot of hurdles that they had to overcome throughout their what was going on. But this isn't the This Is Us podcast.
Welcome to the This Is Us podcast, where we're going to cry together and talk about the shows.
Yes. Guys, this week was so sad. I don't know.
Okay, no, so This Is Us is the rare exception as far as when I said that there's shit on TV these days.
Yeah.
This is one of the rare exceptions.
That and Shameless.
I still need to watch that.
You need to start watching Shameless. You should definitely watch Shameless. It's based in Chicago.
Yeah, I should, but then I'd have to watch Chicago Fire, Chicago PD.
Everything in Chicago.
No, because those shows aren't good. This one is.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So, Clint, let's just ask more questions to Clint here. Yes. Clint, do you feel that video games have affected your life in a way that's positive, negative, or neither? I mean, if negative, in what ways, and if positive, in what ways, and if in neither, why not?
Well, with anything, there can be good and bad. I think there's one negative in that I think I can be a little bit lazy sometimes. Because I've always been, like, I was always a good student in school growing up, and when I can, I was always very active, with, school and activities and stuff like that. I think since gaming took more of a hold, I'm content to just, go home from work and just sit in front of the TV and game, or, that's how I love to spend, my days off or something. Obviously, now there's nothing wrong with that. It's a matter of finding balance. I think there have been times, though, that I didn't. Where it's like, oh, I just don't feel like going out, or I just don't feel like doing this and that. I'm just going to stay home and play Xbox, So yeah. I think there's a balance that you need to find. And I think that if I have to say that there was any negative impact, I think that's what I would say. But I think for the most part, it has been very positive. Because one, it's a huge release. For example, look at the studies with the correlation between game violence and real life violence and things like that. They're finding that these violent video games don't increase, real life violence or make us more violent people. It actually helps us release that aggression in and channel it in a very positive way, in a very positive and harmless way. So that's great because I can be angry sometimes. I'm not always as happy, and I'm not always the I love you guy. Sometimes I'm like the I want to fucking stab you in the throat guy. And video games help me do that. Video games keep me out of jail.
That's a good one.
We need that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, video games keep me out of jail. That's a good t-shirt right there. Man.
So, there's that. And there's the social component, which is very positive. Because, look at it this way, because I have gaming, I have you guys.
Yeah.
Time to start crying.
It's an episode of This Is Us.
Dick.
The podcast edition. Oh, man. Okay.
No, you know what I mean? There's people,
Yeah.
Thomas and Steve and, stuff. And, there are some people that I met through, podcasting instead. For example, like Skip, one of the Geekdig guys. But, we game a lot, So that's, one thing that, keeps us, going together. And I know people all over the country, all over the world, and that's the one thing that, we have that can bring us together.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the community, man. The community is really just... Sometimes they amaze me because of the shit they do. You know what I mean? Like there's people in the community that they're just so outgoing, and then they're so willing to just be like, hey, dude, let's fucking game, let's get everybody together. And they go out and they get everybody together, and then they just have that energy about them that they could just get people together to come in and game and have fun and be happy and be friends and shoot the shit and just have a good time. And that's so cool, in my opinion.
And I actually have an example of that. And it actually involves Destiny 2.
Oh God.
Back when I was in school, and back when that DLC came out.
Yeah.
One of the community members, I was originally asked to keep him anonymous, so I will. But one of the community members actually bought me the DLC because I didn't have a lot of money and I was just really busy. And even though I wasn't getting a lot of game time in with the guys, just because I was always studying and, all that, still bought it for me so that I would have it for when, we were able to get back together, which was an awesome thing. Because not only was it cool, just to have a game, but when I was going through school, it was pretty isolating because I did have a lot less game time, and especially, social gaming. I didn't get to do a lot of that.
Yeah.
So it was a cool way to say, hey, buddy, we missed gaming with you, and, here, we're looking forward to when you can come back and play this.
That's fucking cool, man. See, that's what I love right there. Community love. Yeah. Everybody feel happy. No more crying. Stop your crying.
Yeah.
Thomas, stop crying, Thomas. Stop.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
Oh man. Okay, enough of this sad shit and emotional stuff. Tell me, Clint, what have you learned from gaming? Have you learned anything from gaming? Did you learn how to steal a car, like in GTA, or how to pick up hookers, or how to go to the strip club, or how to drink a beer, or how to get high, or how to, I don't know, do something else?
Why is like everything you're saying negative? You're like making it the most negative thing.
Because you learn good things. Life lessons.
I did learn how to get my money back from hookers.
Oh, okay. Oh, good one.
Yeah, and I learned what happens when you drink too much grog and go sailing.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to be on a ship when you're drunk.
Oh no.
That.
No, and even with that, you got to watch out what what treasure chests you pick up.
Yeah.
Because apparently some of them are laced with grog.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, we're making Sea of Thieves references here.
But yeah, Clint, what have you learned? Get serious now. Get serious. Be real.
Okay.
Is there anything that you ever learned playing a game that transferred to real life?
Yeah, I think when you play a game like Rainbow Six Siege, for example, or obviously going back further with it, like Vegas 1 and 2, or I remember Rainbow Six 3 Black Arrow on the original Xbox, or the earlier Ghost Recon games, and on the 360 Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, squad-based games. You're developing interpersonal and communication skills. You're learning teamwork. You're learning how to coordinate and work together with somebody, to achieve that common objective. It's, okay, here's this goal. Here's what we have to do. And you're working together and, planning and thinking together and executing it together and figuring out, how to do that.
Okay, good.
So
I thought you were going to totally say, like, I learned how to be a Navy SEAL team member. I am part of SEAL Team 6. I know how to kick in doors and storm a house. Oh, man. Yeah, the good thing. Oh, man. Ooh,
I maintain that I know how to get my money back from a hooker.
I think everybody learned that at a young age, thanks to Grand Theft Auto, man.
And, there's always games too that if you play games like the video game version of Trivia Pursuit or Jeopardy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's little random trivia facts and things like that you can learn and pick up. But granted, you can get that from watching, the show or playing the actual board game, stuff like that. One thing, also, I need to get back into doing it because I got way out of practice. I started using the Xbox to learn to play guitar through Rocksmith.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that game. Yeah, that's a really good game to learn something from there.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can be a total beginner, and the game adjusts to your difficulty. If it sees that you're struggling, it's going to slow everything down a little bit, and it's going to make it easier, and you have to hit less notes. Or if it sees that you're excelling at a certain spot, it's going to speed things up. It's going to pick up the tempo a little bit. It's going to add more notes for you to hit.
Man.
Even games like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, just the coordination.
Yeah. Eye hand coordination is, a big thing that video games teach people.
Yeah, so there's a lot that somebody can learn. There's other problem-solving skills, and playing games like Tetris, for example, do actually stimulate the problem-solving areas of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So that can help with that skill in real life.
Okay.
or take a game like chess. There's chess games out there right now that can teach you how to play the game.
Yeah.
So there's a shit ton of stuff you can learn from video games.
Mm-hmm. You're right, Clint. Shitload of stuff you can learn from video games. Shitload.
Get out there and learn it.
That's right. Clint, tell me about your life here in gaming. How much gaming do you consider to be too much gaming? And tell me why. And how do you balance that? How do you balance this too much gaming? What is your suggestion to the listeners on how to balance it?
Well, I have yet to achieve in my own life anything that would be considered too much gaming. So I think too much can really... Well, I think it speaks more toward those with the more addictive personalities. Those that just don't know how to turn it off and go and function in the regular life. These are the people that, are going to be late to work or call off of work because, they're playing a game. I consider that a little bit different than when I actually scheduled a week off of work the same week that Gears of War 3 came out. I actually planned that out and took a vacation, to be able to play that. That's a little different than just, I'm not going to go in today. I got to do this and I got to, I got to solve this quest. Okay, actually, now that I think about it, there was one time where I was...
Hang on a second here.
Rewind, delete the last part, Jesus. Edit it out.
The one time that I was a little too into gaming, I had just become unemployed, and very shortly after, within maybe 2 weeks, the Elder Scrolls game Oblivion came out. And that game consumed my life. To the point that it was affecting the amount of time that I was going out and looking for a job.
So instead of looking for a job, you were just staying at home playing Oblivion.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good deal to me. Good choice.
It wasn't paying the bills.
Oh.
However,
it's not good. That's not good.
Actually, everything worked out in the end.
That's
because when I did finally when I beat the game and got all achievements was when I started, looking back to, like, okay, now I got to really crack down and get a job. One of the first places I applied is where I'm working now, and I've been there for the past 11 years. It was 11 years on the 7th.
Damn, so, congratulations, man. That's a long time to work for a company. And that it takes a lot of effort to do that. It does.
But I think Oblivion was what helped hold me out to get to that. Now, granted, I could have been, using that time a little more wisely, like I said, to search more fervently for a job.
Mm-hmm.
But it worked out.
That's good. That's good, man. Yeah, I mean, there's people out there that do, unfortunately, game more than anything else in their life, and they just don't want to do anything. There's been times in my life where I had to deal with my brother doing that. Sometime last year, I won't say when, he actually was let go from one of his jobs, or he quit, one of the two things. Something happened where he lost his job, and he didn't want to work. All he did was fucking play Call of Duty Zombies for a month. I was like, I cracked down on his ass. I fucking cracked down on him, dude. I was like, no, get your ass out there and find a fucking job. You're not going to be at fucking home playing Call of Duty Zombies all the fucking time and not working.
I think I played a little Rocket League with him.
You probably did. Yeah, you probably did. Yeah, because he was like straight up like, no, I'm just going to be home playing video games. I was like, what the fuck are you thinking? He's like, I don't know. I was like, wow. But that happens. I think everybody goes through that as a gamer. I think it really is something that, we just get hooked on a game and it's just so good that you don't want to leave it. And it does happen to most of us. And I know it's happened to me, myself, at some point in my life when I was younger. Yeah, where all I wanted to do was play Call of Duty or something, or Black Ops 2, or, whatever. Yeah, it's just, you get addicted to it. It's like crack, man. It really is.
Sometimes you just get lost in it. Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. We remember staying up till 4 a.m. sometimes, and I had to be up really early for school or for work. And I was up. And I'm like, I could go to sleep for 8 hours. I could just stay up for 8 hours. What do I do here? And I would stay up, and I would fucking be at work like all tired and groggy. And what the hell was wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm just tired.
Dude, I remember, it was Oblivion and my first playthrough of Skyrim that were just so engrossing and just completely sucked me in.
Yeah, those games, and the thing is, those games are so alive. They feel so real sometimes. Where you're just in there like, this world is real.
Well, they don't end. Skyrim randomly generates
Skyrim,
quests
it doesn't fucking end. Yeah, you just keep getting quests, right?
Fucking end game, yeah.
So, like, you have to call it quits. You have to call it quits at some point and say, I'm done with this game. I'm done. I put
Fable
400
3.
hours into this shit. I'm done.
Yeah. And look at Fable 3. When you beat the story mode, you can sit there and, just sit there and run your kingdom.
Yeah.
And you can sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to charge them more taxes now, and I'm going to do this. And,
wow. Yeah. Well, that's one game I haven't got into. And I just recently downloaded that this week.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I never played it, man. I think I tried it, and I never caught my attention when I first tried it. But I was looking at it. So for some reason, I own it. I must have bought it or something at some point. And
I think it might have been at Games with Gold, wasn't it?
And I downloaded it. And
I don't think it was otherwise, because if it was, I'd have it.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell I got it. I must have bought it or something, dude. But I have that fucking thing.
Yeah. But
I always like the Fable games. They've always been fun.
Yeah, and speaking of, did you know that Playground, the guys that did Forza Horizon 3 are working on a new Fable game?
Yep. I hear that. The rumors are stirring.
I'm excited.
They got people from Rockstar on their team now. All kinds of people on their team. It's going to be crazy.
No, you'll like it. And when you get to that point, Jesus, when you beat the main story,
I'm going to love it. It's going to be like City Skylines for me.
Except you're not actually building the city.
It's already built for me. That's even better. I just manage the people. Oh, man. It's going to be a crack. Fuck.
But yeah. No, but that's it. And you can just sit there and just endlessly do that.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I mean games now don't necessarily have an endpoint.
They don't, especially with games as a service, right? Like Destiny or those games don't end. They don't ever end. At all. They could just
Destiny ended for me.
No, because Destiny, for the people that really like it, what's driving them.
Had a real distinctive end to it.
Okay, I know what you mean, Gib. For me, it did too. But there's people that have this personality about them that they want to grind and they want to get that shit. That they'll just keep grinding. They'll keep grinding to get the legendary gear. Look at fucking Harlan, dude.
Yeah.
How many times has he grinded to get all his characters to like fucking level whatever the hell they are? And he doesn't stop playing that thing. He's probably playing it right now as we're speaking.
I haven't seen him on that much lately, but when I do see him on,
Destiny.
He's usually playing Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, wait till the new expansion comes out and they raise the level cap or something. He'll be back on there trying to get that level cap. It's just a weird thing, man. The games don't end. You're right, Clint. The games just don't fucking end. Look at Rainbow Six Siege. That thing never ends. They keep releasing season passes for it, too.
Yeah, I know. I really want to buy the Season 3 pass.
I haven't even bought Season 2, and I kind of want to buy Season 2. But then
I bought
don't.
Season 2, and I like it. I like some of the operators.
I see my whole idea was to unlock the characters by playing, but I think as I get caught up playing all these other games that I don't have time to play Siege. I don't. So I should just pay to win and get all the characters. Man.
I need to do that with Season 1 because I still don't have all the Season 1 operators. I have all of Season 2, obviously, because I bought the pass, but
it's expensive, $30. Anyways.
no, and I just spent $50 on Monster Hunter, so I really shouldn't be buying any more games.
Whoa, Alexa's talking. Shh.
Oh, no.
She said, I don't know how to help you with that. Scary. She's listening. Guys, let's move on to the next question. what is your favorite thing about the gaming? What's your favorite thing about gaming, Clint, or the games industry in general? And what is the worst at the same time, in your opinion, about the games industry or gaming in general?
I think one of the best things about it is its evolution as an art form. I mean, the fact that if you compare a script to a video game to a script for a movie, I mean, they are pretty much equally descriptive from what I'd be able to say. Because there's so much work that goes into them and creating that world just as you would for a movie. And there have been arguments out there, are video games classified as art? And, they found that in a lot of ways, yes. A video game, it can be considered a work of art. And, before where it just seemed like, okay, these computer programmers are just jerking around and, doing, just doing whatever.
Two sticks and a dot on the screen that bounce back and forth to like what we have today. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's come a long way,
yeah.
and it deserves to be called an art form because
it is.
Like you said, there's a lot of work put into it. There's a lot of people behind that,
Yeah, and one of the other cool things is just how we can connect to different games or characters. I remember reading an article about Overwatch, about this little autistic boy that really connected with Overwatch because of the character Symmetra. Because as you find out, if in her background, they came out and said, yeah, she is autistic too. Because he was finding himself kind of connected to her with little things that she would do or say. And he even wrote the studio and, the developers and was like, I'm autistic and I've noticed this about the character and I've noticed this and that about her. And I'm wondering, is she? And they actually wrote him back and said, yes, you're right, she is.
Yeah. Either that or they were really good liars. They're just like, fuck, let's just lie to him. Just say yes. Just say yes.
It's going to make him feel better.
But then you've got other...
mean. I shouldn't have said that. That's...
No, but then, for example, you have other characters out there like Tracer, who's lesbian. And
that entire game is so... I don't know. It's just... social justice warrior to the max.
But and then there's other games that hey, it's okay to be this, that, or the other. That I don't know. It gives a lot of different people something to identify with, and relate to, and
yeah,
even the escape that you can sometimes need from reality. You have a bad day at work, you can kind of immerse yourself in the game and calm yourself down. Yeah. That kind of thing. So those are really some of the greatest benefits, I think, to gaming. Some of the most awesome things that I think that gaming has to offer. As far as what I see as some of the worst, isn't so much with the games themselves, but how some of these properties and like how some of the properties are managed, and I'm thinking of certain movies like Doom or Super Mario Brothers. Silent Hill was okay. Prince of Persia was all right. And I'm going to be honest, dude, the Angry Birds movie was an awesome adaptation of the video game. It really was. That, if you've spent any amount of time playing Angry Birds and you watch the movie, awesome. Y'all are going to think I'm fucking nuts for saying that, but I don't care. You look at I mean, they wanted to capitalize on the name of Super Mario Brothers, so they made that really shitty movie.
Yeah.
But then you look at companies like EA.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I just said the dirtiest word in gaming. And you look at a lot of their practices.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they were the ones to really bring out the online pass, back in the day, where if you didn't have the code in the box, you had to pay $10 just to get the ability to play online. Or the whole pay to play thing, like the mobile version of Dungeon Keeper, where, yeah, it's a free game, but we're going to make it basically unplayable unless you, buy this, that, and the other. All those microtransactions. I think that in those cases, they forgot what the game is really for and who the game is really for. And they just want to make that dollar.
Yeah, they're just making a game to make money and not for the love of making a game.
Yeah.
Know?
Yeah, it's not for the passion for the art form. It's not to put this amazing work of art out there, and
the thing is they put amazing works of art out there, but they just throw these money grubbing fucking things into their games to try and pull as much money from people as they can. Yeah. But I mean,
or other things, and then
on the other side of it, though, they're a company. They're there to make money.
True.
If you think any company out there isn't trying to make money, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's true. But
it's just they kind of push it a little too far.
Yeah, and there's other examples of other areas. For example, I think it was Batman. Which was it was Batman Arkham Knight.
That's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, but a good example of not putting what you needed to into it. The PC version, the PC port.
Oh God, yeah.
Dude, they completely outsourced that to a different group, and just didn't really do their due diligence and quality control. And I mean, look how fast, Steam was issuing all these refunds and everything, to the point that they took the game down from their marketplace because it was so broken.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever re-released it on PC.
I think they did. I don't know.
But, the point being, they should have, taken the proper care and consideration when, developing it and putting it out, to put out a product that actually worked. Or, which was the Assassin's Creed Unity. Look how broken that was when it first came out.
Yeah, it was so broken I ended up not ever playing it. And I loved Assassin's Creed at that point. Like, I fucking loved them.
Yeah, but, they wanted to get a game out there because they wanted, that Assassin's Creed money.
Yeah.
Should have waited a little bit, Yeah. I mean...
But the thing with Ubisoft is, at least they seem to have learned their lesson where they were like, okay, let's take the time off. Let's put our time into this game and release a quality game. And they did that.
Yeah, and you have other people that are shining examples of that. Rockstar. Yeah. They just delayed Red Dead Redemption 2, which, does break my heart just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, man.
But, I mean, come on. Have we ever been disappointed by a Rockstar game?
And what Rockstar game hasn't been delayed?
So true.
Yeah.
Name me one.
Well, I feel like they're the only company...
I was going to say, I don't know if I don't know the development cycle of that one, but you know what? Yeah. I even loved that one, and I wish they'd make it backward compatible.
Yeah. The only company that can get away with delays is Rockstar. They could literally come out and say, we're delaying Red Dead 2 until 2020, and people would be like, okay. No one would give a shit. No one would care because Rockstar, they're the only company that could fucking change their logo to a different color and have the internet blow up because of it. That's what they did. When they fucking came out with that red logo when they were making Red Dead 2, were going to announce it, all they did was change their fucking Rockstar logo to red. and everybody went nuts. Everybody was fucking sharing it and everywhere. And every fucking podcast was talking about it. Like, what could this mean? What does the red mean? Like they're the only company that can do that. They're the only ones that can do that. EA can't do that.
I remember we did that.
Fucking Ubisoft can't do that. Yeah, like all they did simply was like one of their marketing guys was like, okay guys, what do we do to kind of tease this? What do we just change our color on the logo to red? Perfect. Do it. And then they just fucking did that and it worked.
But other than Rockstar, though, Square Enix is another company, I think. Like the Kingdom Hearts games. They delayed Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is still not out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when I finally played Kingdom Hearts 2, it was amazing. I was actually very glad that they took the time to polish it and improve upon it and make it the game that it was, because it gave me one of the more enjoyable, memorable gaming experiences that I will carry for a very long time.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of memory gaming experiences, Clint, what is your most memorable gaming experience?
Oh man, I think in recent history, it was when I beat the 50 waves of Horde mode on Gears of War 4. The guys that I was playing with, dude, we played up until, oh god, it was almost 5 a.m. when we finally beat it. Thank God I didn't have to work that next day. But I just remember it was a fucking grind through the whole time. And when we finally beat it, dude, that feeling of accomplishment and excitement, I mean, I got so happy and excited that I was shaking.
They made that shit too hard, man.
I jumped out of my chair and I'm like screaming battle cries and victory.
I remember I was playing one night with Eric, who the fuck else was there? Wee Man, Brink, and me. We made it to wave 48. We had a bunch of turrets. We had all kinds of shit stashed, like all the points stashed or whatever. We were saving up points because we knew it was going to get hard. Mm-hmm. We did not get past wave 48. First try, we all died. Monster destroyed our turrets. Whatever. Okay, we go back in there. Okay, we have enough money to rebuild stuff. We rebuilt a few things. We put some more turrets up, etc. Boom, again, dude. Again. Thing just came in there, destroyed all the turrets. Didn't even fucking slow it down. It just like walked through the turret and boom, blew up. I was like, oh, fuck. And then we just kept going down, dude. But before we knew it, we had no points left over. We had nothing to build because we had no resources at all to build anything at all. Like, we had no money left. And we were just like, no, there's no way we're going to be able to beat this without any, like, turrets or anything. It was too hard. Yeah. And that was after, like, 4 or 5 hours of straight Gears of War Horde.
Yeah. And one other experience I remember was playing my GameCube, and I was playing Eternal Darkness. Great game. I wish they'd bring that game back out. And, you know, of course, I'm playing in the middle of the night, lights out, and I am just intensely into this game. You know, I mean, I'm completely mentally submerged. And this game would do things to fuck with your mind if you don't know about this game. You can drink a health potion, something you know is a health potion, and it kills your character. You know, if your sanity meter is, you know, too wonky or something. Or it'll do things like pop up a little volume bar on your screen randomly and just cut off the game volume, and it looks like it's from your actual TV or something. But for me, this one night I'm playing and I'm really into it. All of a sudden, this big flash on my screen, and it's blue. The blue screen of death.
Man.
And I start screaming. I'm pissed. I'm storming the living room. My sister, who happened to be pregnant at the time, I was sharing an apartment with her. I woke her up, of course. She comes out into the living room, and she's like, "What's going on? What's all the fuss?" And I'm like, "Dude, my fucking GameCube just blue screened." And she looks at the TV, and it's back on the regular game screen. It was one of the mind tricks from the game.
Fuck, that sucks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and she looks at me and she's like, "You're fucking nuts. You need to unplug." And she just goes back to bed. But that was a fun, memorable experience. I mean, obviously we all have tons of them. The time that we beat that boss that was impossible, or we made beating a certain game our goal, and when we finally did, But I think those two, the Gears 4 and the Eternal Darkness, are two that I'm gonna always definitely carry with me.
Okay. Clint, what did your parents think of video games when you were growing up? Did they like you playing them? Did they not like you playing them? Did they hate it?
They liked it. I remember the year that, I think my dad more liked it because it was something that he could occasionally take over and play. But I remember the year that I got my Nintendo, me and my dad sat there for, I want to say almost 2 days straight. And we just sat there and just kept playing, 2-player Super Mario. And my mom, she a lot of times thought that I was playing too much. But, she supported the fact that I was playing. I think it was kind of like how you have a lot of those latchkey kids where the parents like to just throw the kid in front of the TV and just let them watch TV. I think mine were content to let me play video games because, one, it kept me out of trouble. It kept me out of their hair. I wasn't going out and being destructive. And my dad likes games. My dad likes, not to the extent that I do, but my mom doesn't play anything, but, she supports the fact that I do. In fact, the perfect example, back when I had my 360, this was when Battlefield 3 came out. My 360 red ringed, and it was the week of Thanksgiving, and I was just utterly depressed. My sister and I show up at my mom's house for Thanksgiving, and I was gonna stay the night there. My mom looks at me and she's like, "Are you okay? You look like somebody died." And I'm like, "Yeah, it was Sheila." And she's like, "Wait, who's Sheila?" And I had to explain to her that I named my Xbox Sheila. Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, man." She actually gave me a hug, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And it was cool because what we ended up doing was she ended up, for a Black Friday deal on Amazon, ended up ordering me a new 360.
That's fucking awesome.
So, and then she even brought me out on Black Friday and helped me call some stores to find a copy of Battlefield 3.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, like I said, she doesn't play them, but she supported it.
That's cool, man. That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. That's fucking cool. But let's go on here. In 10 years, the year's 2028, what do you think the gaming future will be like in the year 2028?
We're gonna have the Oasis like in Ready Player One.
You think so? In 10 years?
I don't know. No.
I want to know
really
Clint's vision of 2028.
I don't think that we're going to have necessarily photorealistic graphics. I think they are going to definitely, obviously, be a couple steps up from what we have now. I think we're going to have more. I think we're going to have a lot more in the augmented and virtual reality. Unfortunately, I know, the whole VR thing is kind of gimmicky right now, but I have a feeling that, within the next 10 years, they're going to find a way to make it work, make it more mainstream. So I think we're definitely going to see a lot more interactivity. I think we're going to see gaming integrated more into society. Like, for example, how you can go to Buffalo Wild Wings or somewhere, and they've got those little trivia game consoles that you can have. I think a lot more establishments are going to start doing things like that.
Okay.
I mean, there's bars and restaurants right now, that are game themed. That there's bars here that are for video games. They have walls of consoles and games set up. So I think it's just going to be a lot more integrated. I mean, there's little TV screens on the back of airplanes. I think you're going to soon be able to just plug rent a little controller. You plug the USB in and you can, sit there and play a handful of games.
Or you could just bring on your Switch to the plane.
This is true. Which
or your phone.
I may actually soon be knowing this. Yeah, but maybe you'll be able to plug your phone into it and play on a little bit bigger screen.
There you go. Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, because what's that company that makes the Razer company? Those fucking guys made a fucking phone.
Motorola.
Yeah, they made a fucking phone for gamers.
No. Razer, like the keyboard and mouse company. They made a phone.
Yeah, they made a phone.
Oh,
the ones that make like gaming gear, like the gaming keyboards and the gaming mice and all that shit.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they made a fucking phone. Yeah, so like I could see the chip of like let's say the Switch, right? Because that thing runs like on a special chip. That's what runs all the graphics and shit. I could see that being put into a phone easily, and being able to bring really high-end graphics to a phone.
Well, dude, phones now have more computing power. Yeah, more computing power than computers that we had back in the day.
Yep.
It's the future.
So
the future,
it's
Clint.
Totally possible. I mean, and as the technology gets smaller and is capable of storing more data, and the ability to link with different things. I mean, y'all can share information by bumping your phones together.
Yeah.
With stuff. I mean, it's only a matter of time before all of these applications start really getting harnessed by the gaming industry.
Yeah. So
I think it's going to be a lot more integrated into society, not just more accepted and encouraged, but I think it's just going to become a lot more integrated. And I think also with that, like I said, we're going to see definitely an increase in the augmented and virtual reality.
Yeah, it's going to be the future. I can't wait to be flying to Mars in my Tesla car. Playing my Switch.
With David Bowie in the background.
And wearing my HoloLens glasses, looking at Earth and getting stats while I'm looking at it. And then flying to Mars.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the future, guys. Woo! Clint.
Jesus.
Real quick question. How did you start listening to this show, the Horrible Gamers Podcast?
If I remember right, I think you hit me up on Twitter. And I just started listening to the show and obviously joined the community and started, talking to you guys. And yeah, y'all couldn't get rid of me.
Good. That's what we don't want to get rid of people. We want more people. We want all the people.
Even after you got rid of me, you couldn't get rid of me.
Good. Man, that's good. So, Clint, tell me, what is your favorite HGP moment? What is your favorite HGP moment out of all the moments we've had?
For Loco. No, I'm kidding.
That was a crazy one.
I love you, Ryan.
That was a good moment, though, dude. Like it was a fun show, but wow.
That was a really fun episode.
Yeah.
I think one of oh god, it's hard to just isolate and pick one, but I think one was definitely actually Jesus, you weren't on this particular episode. But when Geekdig attempted its hostile takeover, and actually, Ryan, it was when Gunny was trying to host the episode, which was awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Because Gunny's awesome. I love that guy, and I thought it was a really good opportunity for him.
Yeah.
And Gunny, I know you're listening to this. And I want more Gunny. # more Gunny. But no, I thought that was an awesome moment. And I think, and that's even just more, not necessarily more for like a game that we're playing or anything. Although I did like when you got me to download and start playing Beholder. Jesus, that was also a very awesome moment. Which even though I bought it like the same time that you got it,
yeah,
I haven't started playing it on the Xbox yet. Damn.
Yeah, that game is fun, man. It's a good game. It's really depressing at some points because you're like, fuck, I don't want to make this choice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so hard. It gets really hard. At first, it's all fine and dandy. You're just spying on people and getting them arrested. Then all of a sudden, it's like, save your daughter's life or send your kid to the mines or send him to college and let him follow his dreams and let her die. It's like, fuck. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. It's just, the reason...
You said that's so sad, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
I don't know.
But the reason it's hard to pick a moment, and yeah, I'm going to get all This Is Us for a moment, but the reason that it's hard to, pick a specific moment is not just because of like any particular game or anything, but it's really just because of you guys. Like, I love whenever we get to sit down like this and, just talk and laugh. And I love this time and these interactions and, the memories that are coming from it. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. I fucking love you guys.
We love you too.
We love you too, buddy.
So... That is why it's hard. You guys make it so hard.
It's been a touching moment.
Okay, pun intended.
Sad violin start playing now. Man. Oh.
So now let's bring this all down. You forgot a question, Jesus.
I did. Did I?
Clint, who is your favorite HGP host?
Oh, damn.
Well, it was Eric, but no, I'm kidding.
Oh,
that guy. We don't speak about that guy. We don't talk about him.
Y'all weren't expecting that one, were you? I don't know. That guy Clint that y'all had on back in the day was
He was pretty cool, huh? Yeah.
Now we had to fire that guy.
Yeah. He's a real shitbag. No, God, this goes to my last question, like how I couldn't pick a favorite gaming moment or an HGP moment. It's very hard for me to pick a favorite HGP person, because I think off of the show, I've been able to connect with each of you guys in, just in different ways and over different things and, over different situations. And I can't place a value on that except just that I value that.
Yeah.
I'm not picking a favorite, so fuck you.
I was just about to say too. So after that being said, who's your favorite? But I won't.
Okay. I guess we won't pick favorites.
I think I'm the one person that can actually get away with not having a favorite.
I mean, I don't really like Gunny. I don't like him. Just don't. I don't like that guy. I just don't like him. I don't know.
He always says he's going to be on and play games, and then he's never there.
Yeah, he's always letting me down.
He's not even here right now.
And he never even accepts my party invites. He'll be on Xbox Live. He'll be playing a game. He just ignores me. He's just ignoring you.
Doesn't even.
Gunny is playing Monster Hunter. He's on a quest hunting for monsters, and I'm like,
man, you know how many times I've sent him invitations?
Invite to party. Invite to party. Oh man, nothing.
Ryan,
nothing.
I know how many times you do because I'm in the party a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, nothing. Like, it's just like, oh, Jesus invited me. Fuck him. I don't want to play with him. Oh, Ryan's invited me. Fuck him too. Like, yeah, like fuck. The community wants to play games with me. Oh, fuck them. Like, fucking Gunny.
I don't know that he's ever accepted a party invite.
Yeah, what the hell's up with that guy? He's such a weirdo, man. And then
okay.
Then he comes on here and then he talks about all these
I love
games.
You, buddy. I really do.
Stop trash talking, Gunny.
God,
we're giving you shit, but we love you.
Yeah, we love you, buddy.
I love Gunny. I love him. I love Gunny. I love the Canadian. I love you, Clint. Sort of. Kind of. Maybe.
Sometimes.
So, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I feel about you, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't really like
Iams.
I love Brink. I don't really like Iams. I just don't like him.
He's just around.
Yeah, he's just there. I mean, you can't get rid of him, right? It's like, once he's there, it's like, you can't get rid of this guy. Sometimes he'll go away for a bit, but he's always there. He's just always there.
He always comes back.
Actually, no, you know what? I actually have to change my answer for how I got involved with the Horrible Gamers.
How?
It was through Iams.
Oh, okay.
Because of, I actually talked to him through the Horribly Awkward podcast, and then found out that he was, involved with HGP, and that's where I checked it out. So,
guess you'll get
so if y'all want to blame somebody, blame Iams.
Great. We already do.
We do it for everything that happens.
Blame Iams for everything anyways.
We have something new to blame him for.
Whenever I fucking edit up, it's Iams' fault.
It's always his fault. Everything happens in my life wrong, it's his fault. I wake up late for work, Iams' fault.
Yeah.
Power goes out, Iams' fault.
Yep. It's his obsessive love of peanut butter.
Well, it's his fault.
Actually, I can't say anything because I too have an obsessive love of peanut butter.
He puts that shit on everything. He puts that shit on pizza. Like, who the fuck? Ugh.
I mean, I can't say that I dislike peanut butter. I mean, I really, 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 really like peanut butter, but I would not put peanut butter on pizza.
You wouldn't?
You guys know I like peanut butter on my burger.
I mean, that doesn't sound like as bad. It still sounds bad, but not as bad as pizza.
You don't even know. The two flavors, when they come together...
Just shut up. No.
It's like a party in your mouth.
You Canadians are so weird.
I'm going to try this on both the burger and on pizza.
In your mouth.
I'm going to try all of this now.
I bet Iams eats cereal with peanut butter. I bet that's how he eats his cereal.
I have Reese's peanut butter puff cereal right now.
But do you put peanut butter in it?
Dude, I love that cereal.
There you go. Try that. Put peanut butter in it, and then come talk to me, buddy.
Reese's brand peanut butter.
Yes. Of course.
You gotta have consistency.
He has the fancy cereal.
I've had Reese's peanut butter spread before. Like it's like chocolate peanut butter spread. That stuff's pretty good too.
Good stuff, guys.
Awesome.
Jesus, get us out of
We
here,
need to
man.
get out of here. We're getting into a food podcast. Guys, with all this being said, now you know a little bit more about Clint, and we would like to know more about you. So you can always reach out to us, feedback@horriblegamers.com. That is our email. Email us, tell us, hey, I want to be on your show. Even if you're not on Facebook, go ahead, email us there. We'll get in contact with you. We'll get you on here somehow, some way. You can always find me on Xbox Live, Gamertag, Jesus Walks Out. You can always find Gib. You know where to find him. He'll tell you right now. And make sure you go over and listen to the Geekdig podcast with Clint here, right, Clint?
Absolutely.
And what are your 10 other podcasts that you do? Name them all. Go ahead.
Actually, right now, Geekdig is the only one I'm currently actively doing.
Wow, you fucking before you would list 50 of them. It's like God.
There were 3.
You were a network of podcasts.
Yeah, yourself, the Clint Network.
However, both of those shows were on an extended hiatus. One of them is looking to resurface soon. We were able to work out some other details, which that would be the Ridiculous Ramblings podcast with my buddies Jared and Dustin, but we haven't set an official date yet. We're just trying to work out a couple snags, but that'll be coming up soon. But in the meantime, geekdigpod.com. It has all the links to all the awesome various platforms like iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, the Satchel Player, Player FM, iHeartRadio, and Spotify.
All right. And Gib, where can people find you, Gib? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Xbox Live, Steam, PSN, and pretty much anywhere else as Gib8777.
Guys, we're done. This is over. Fuck. God, we're out of here.
Bye.
Bye. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll see you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers Spotlight and Podcast. Bye.
Hail Hydra.